A man is dead after Knoxville police say a piece of metal from a semi-truck went through his window and killed him. This happened between the Bridgewater Road and Cedar Bluff Road exits on I-40 in West Knoxville. A transportation expert says accidents caused by road debris like this are rare.
This did happen Sunday. 10 News reporter Sean Franklin joins us to explain what we know tonight. Sean?
That's right, Rob and John. We see road debris all the time, but unfortunately this time it was deadly. However, the transportation expert I talked to says an accident like this is rare and drivers don't need to be worried.
71-year-old Mark Elliott of Missouri is dead after police say a piece of metal from a semi-truck flew through his car window and killed him. Knoxville police say Elliott was driving on I-40 near Cedar Bluff in West Knoxville Sunday. His wife, along with some family friends, managed to safely get the car to the side of the road. Dr. Stephen Richards with the UT Southeastern Transportation Center says accidents like this are rare.
It is somewhat common for debris to fall off of a vehicle, particularly a loaded truck, a poorly loaded truck, but it's very rare that part of a vehicle will actually become detached and cause an accident.
Richard says truck drivers are required to check their trucks before getting in the driver's seat.
Truck drivers are required by federal law, but they're also, it's been my experience that the vast majority of them are very diligent about doing a pre-trip inspection of their vehicle.
Richards admits once a semi-truck is on the road, it may be hard for a driver to notice if a part comes loose.
Unless that driver happens to be looking in the appropriate rear view mirror at the instant that that device separates, then the driver probably will not know it ever happened until after the fact.
He urges drivers to always drive defensively.
Do the best that you can to remain alert with your attention ahead in front of the vehicle in the direction you're traveling.
Knoxville police ask anyone who was traveling along I-40 who may have seen the car being hit Sunday morning or items falling from or being thrown from a tractor trailer to be sure to call the number that's on your screen. Rob and John, back.